I mean, someone who struggles with getting that long iron up in the air, just give them a gift.
Look at that peak height, 117.
Crazy.
Really good.
All right, guys, welcome back as we continue to take a deep dive into the brand new Ping G440 line. Mikey, we're into the hybrids and the fairway woods. Some really nice improvements, some changes, some subtleness, but so also some sort of big enhancements, I would say, to the new line.
Definitely. I mean, our #1 hybrid, you would have seen the video already, our, top clubs for a bag for 2024. G430 hybrid's always been popular. The hybrid's been popular for the last 10 years. This 440 hybrid, we've hit a couple already. I don't want to spoil it, but this thing it will be very, very impressive.
Really is. Something that's not new is obviously the amount of options that Ping give clients when it comes to the hybrids, all the way from 2 hybrid up to 7 hybrid. I've got a guy, friend of mine at my club, Jeff Watson. He loves them. The high lot. He goes all the way. His longest iron's an 8 iron. He has the 7 hybrid, the 6, the 5. Absolutely loves them. He's got a 9 wood in the bag. And Jeff's a great player. He shot. I think he shot 5 under. This year. Like, he's a really good player. So it's not something that should just be for high handicap golfers. It's, does your ball flight merit having a club with the attributes of this hybrid? So, as we get into some of the changes around the new hybrid, Mikey, we have a 2 hybrid that's definitely designed for the stronger player. Somebody with some speed, a very kind of, fade biased to the flight. A little bit more sort of CG location out towards the toe. And then when you get into the 3 and 4, probably the 2 most popular lofts, you're going to see the most neutral bias around those. And then the 5, 6, 7 hybrid, you're going to see progressively higher more draw bias.
So smart, and still fully adjustable.
Totally. Yeah, great to have the loft sleeve with all 8 settings. Again, for us as fitters, fully customizing that just to dial in the sort of loft lie progression, face angle a little bit as well. If you want it to sit a little bit differently, really, really great. So keen to hit this one. Into the fairways, thoughts?
I mean, the Max has always been, again, super popular. The tech with spin consistency, miss it a little bit, it's going to perform the same.
We did put it in our top fairway woods of 2024. We said that spin consistency was something that was going to give a lot of golfers predictability, which is huge. We probably felt, at the time, it was it wasn't quite as hot as some of the fairway woods out there. I think we might see something a little bit different from the fairways this year. Yeah,
and the LST, we're in the future already. This will be in my bag for 25. This thing sits really nicely, little deeper face, doesn't sit too far open, but it just looks unreal.
That's the big talking point, the slightly deeper face. Fair to say the easiest fairway wood in the market to hit was always a Ping fairway, all the way back to, if I think back to sort of G400, G410, 25 exactly, and onwards. This year, they've taken that advice or taken that feedback and just lifted the sort of depth of the head a little bit, the height of the head a little bit, not the depth. And it's a little better now off the tee, especially when it comes to the LST model.
Yeah, I mean, sitting it down on the ground, because of that, deeper face, it almost looks mini driver-esque.
It does.
But yeah, super clean.
Nice footprint. One thing I think, Mikey, that's maybe we'll go a little bit untouched is this sort of new rounded sole. I think from different lie angles or different sort of lie positions, turf, out in the sort of course, you're going to find yourself in different sort of situations where that's going to be really advantageous. Rather than something that's very, very flat and then it ends up sitting very toe up or very toe down, too square. I think, rounding some of those sort of lines off is going to be really, really good for that as well. 2 new additions. We have in the Max line, we have a new 4-wood, which is great. So same head weight, same length of shaft as the 3-wood, just gives you the 17 degrees option that sort of complements the 15 if you need that little bit more height, especially as the face has gotten a little bit deeper. Albeit Ping have engineered the CG to be at the same height. It's not like a taller face has come with a higher CG. Still has the same CG. And then a nice new addition to the LST, the 5-wood.
5-wood, so smart. I mean, again, when the LST came out, little bit more expensive than the normal fairway wood. We did well with it. I liked it for fits, but to have a 5-wood to complement, you know, this guy is huge.
Yeah, 15 and 19 degrees with the loft sleeve gives us anywhere from 13 and a half all the way up to 20 and a half.
Yeah.
That's a wide range
love it.
within 2 clubs. So just shows you the full capability of that loft sleeve. Guys, you're really good to dial these clubs in. Make sure you get fitted for them to find out the right sort of flight window, but also the right face to path relationship so you can get the most stable ball flight.
Definitely.
Let's open up with a few little hybrids.
Okay.
This is 20 degrees on the 3 hybrid. The 4 iron on the G440 iron was 19. So probably expecting to see something of a similar yardage actually off of these.
Cool.
Okay.
Okay, Fries. G440 hybrid.
Yes.
20 degrees. Looks at address?
This is clean. It's a continuation, to be honest, of what they had prior.
Yeah.
Still got sort of, you know, carbon fly wrap on top and everything that we had sort of before. Nothing has been taken away that we really sort of valued in the design.
Sounded good.
Yeah, that was good.
Roasted.
All right, so as we kind of, I guess we extend our conversation out from the irons, we're still going to be talking peak height. So first shot in there, we've got peak height of 121 feet. Lots of spin, more spin than we had in the 4 iron.
Yeah, good point.
Which is nice. Obviously, you know, CG a little further back, projecting the dynamic loft up a little bit. Really, really nice.
Yeah, descending
Really nice.
plenty steep as well.
I mean, someone who struggles with getting that long iron up in the air, just give them a gift.
That peak height, 117.
Crazy.
Really good.
I kind of look at these numbers, Mikey. Sometimes I just think there's good matchups for players. If I look at those delivery numbers, and I'm really not trying to do anything different. If somebody walks into the bay and I see them delivering the angle of attack half a degree down, 1 degree from the inside, dynamic lie angle 0.3, you can sometimes just say, this is a good matchup for that player's swing.
Totally, yeah.
The likelihood of this working goes way up when it fits in the sweet spot of their delivery.
Yeah, good point.
Sometimes that's a big part of it. You know, a club just at that length with that loft, you know, etc. It just doesn't really fit a player.
Right.
This is something for me that just looks like it just slots right into a really nice part of my bag.
Well, you've had some strikes in there too that may be a little thinner than you would like, and I mean, other than if your playing partner is behind you, they'll still say nice shot, and you'll be like, yeah, I caught it a bit thin, but it's still pitching up on the green. You're not sacrificing anything.
No, not at all. Not at all. Really, really good. What's the carry number on it?
226.
And we were carrying 220 on the 4 iron.
Yeah.
So not really much in it at all.
No. The only thing I guess you could say is, and I mean, your peak height is almost the same as the 4 iron. We were getting into the high 120 or mid 120s with the 4 iron.
Yeah, it's in a really, really good spot. Great continuation.
Yeah.
Okay, let's hit some 3 woods.
Okay, Fries, we're gonna start with LST.
Yep.
I'm jealous you're hitting it. Looks quite nice.
Just keep it warm for you, Michael, don't worry.
Don't damage it.
Yeah, it looks good. I like the head size. I've said this in a couple other videos. I'm not a big fan of the trend that was happening for some of these smaller heads or some of these more powerful heads getting really small, really deep. I didn't like that.
Yeah.
I think you need some mass to your fairway. This looks like it has that. Tons of confidence with that.
Again, with that more rounding shape on the sole as well, but with it not sitting a square, it doesn't look like it just falls open either.
Yeah. This is really good. Hey, what a result that is.
Oh, no kidding. That came right back.
So that was a no-hoper. Which, I mean, strike-wise, it felt like it was right in the button.
Yeah.
263, 282, 106 peak, even turning it over a little bit.
So good.
Similar to that one I kind of gave up on.
Yeah.
A little bit necky.
But, I mean,
very similar.
you lose a bit of yardage, but it's dead on line.
It's ridiculously easy to hit.
So good.
I mean, honestly, it's a joke. An absolute joke. That was the best one.
Yeah.
For sure. Centered, quick in the ball speed, great launch and spin.
Give that back.
Sign me up.
Give that back.
Sign me up.
Okay, Fries, G440 Max.
Yeah.
The core model, the one that we probably do the most fits with, probably the most popular fairway for our fitters for sure. Thoughts on the look of that?
It's not as, it does look more friendly. I can see a little bit more loft. It feels like a little bit more loft. It doesn't look quite as, like the LST looks mean. Looks like it's really got some, you know, got some kind of horsepower. This looks more friendly. I'm not sure if there is a face depth progression between Max and the LST, but it doesn't quite look as deep as LST.
Okay.
Just to my eye initially, I feel like I can see a bit more face. So we'll obviously see when the numbers kind of come out if it is the case. But it looks great.
Yeah.
You know, again, proportions of head size is very good. I'm turning it down and loft a little bit, knowing that I do tend to hit 3 woods up in the air a little bit. Let's see. Couldn't hit it better than that.
So nice.
Cannot hit it better.
Little higher pitch sound to this one.
Yeah, it's hard to
In a good way.
pinpoint. I tell you what though, it's the Max holds its own against its big brother.
Yeah.
You know, I mean it's a little bit the issue, and the price difference I think is the Max performs so well.
Yeah.
You know, we're seeing their first swing in there, and it's equaled the same speed. I think you can get the launch up in the LST a little bit, and obviously you know, change the dynamic of the flight for a slightly longer if you need it to fly out a little bit more. But that's
That last one, 112 feet,
as good as I can hit it.
255, 275 total. It's really good.
I don't know if that was quite as good, but it was close. It might have been identical. That wasn't quite as quick.
Really good. Striking it nicely.
Yep, it's good.
Good player. Skinny.
Heely, slightly heely, but it didn't kind of like deviate too far from. Obviously, our ball flight 5 yard right was fine.
It doesn't kick up to 40, 200 and spin either.
No, it's really kind of. I mean, that spinsistency tagline that we hear about. I mean, that's in full effect.
Totally.
With a strike like that just strays a little bit on you.
Yeah. Good fairway wood.
Really, really good. Really, really good, Michael. Let me give you one for the road.
Give me a good one.
Try my best. Lightly bottomy, but good.
A little lower flight, but
Yeah, hard to hit these things offline. I'm not joking.
so good. There's I mean, obviously we can see it on a quad, but there's a black line in the seam in the
middle of
net,
the room.
and you just keep hitting it. The strike's so good. Really, really nice.
Yeah, it's a stronger lineup. I will say that it's a more sort of robust package between the two. But I think if you bring up the two there again, we always talk about just the strength of the Max, and you know it's just hard to beat how good that fairway wood is.
Yeah. Spin is good, launch is good.
Yeah.
I mean, that dispersion's super tight. Your distance is almost the same in carry. Strikes are right on top of each other.
I mean, yeah, look at the delivery sort of averages.
Yeah.
kind of, when you give it the same thing, it's somewhat coming out the same. Now, the one thing I will say, go to the table a second and give us, you know, there's a couple of hit a roasted. Shot number 1 and shot number 3 with the LST, and disable 2, 4, and 5. I will say, I do feel like it has that in it though.
Yeah, the long ball.
Yeah, like when you can kick the launch up a couple of degrees, spin comes down 700, and you can get 14 more in the air. It does have that in the locker.
Yeah.
I felt like I mishit the LST a little bit more than I did the Max, and I do feel like that is something that you have to be mindful of, the way you engineer that. So even when the ball speed is locked at the same, which basically tells us across the face they're both fast, but it's a position of the center of gravity with that tungsten plate on the bottom that's going to raise your launch, lower your spin, and give you the additional carry. That's kind of what you're going to get with the LST.
Yeah, it has the long ball in it.
It does. All right, guys. Yeah, it's impressive stuff. I mean, I kind of almost want to be careful not to be... We've got to be balanced in our views of these things, right? We've got to try and obviously, you know, the world's not always rosy.
Yeah.
Especially not in your world. ER.
I think the biggest thing is like we've been to every OEM.
Yep.
And you know, we talk high praises, but I think every manufacturer is doing such a good job. These though, the hybrid's always been good. We know that.
Yeah.
The fairways with consistency have always been good. But this lineup of 440, I think with the other thing too, with LST being launched at the same time, not a difference, it's part of the family now.
Yeah.
I mean, I could see so many people fitting into these hybrids, tons of people fitting into these fairway woods. I mean, these are, I will say, probably the most impressive fairway wood hybrids we have tested this year so far.
They're definitely up there. I think as a family, one thing I love is just, I'm seeing such a continuous progression of performance from irons into hybrids into fairway woods. And we obviously believe in being brand agnostic, and that should be the way everyone thinks about it. But you could very seamlessly transition through a set of irons into hybrids into fairwoods. And I've not hit the driver yet, but we'll see if that becomes the same. I don't have any reason to think it won't be. But these are really, really impressive.
Yeah, love them.
Good stuff. All right, guys, let us know your thoughts. Have you been a previous user of Ping fairwoods and hybrids, and are you keen? Is it about that time maybe you were a G410 owner? You know, maybe it's been a few years since you've kind of bought what was best in class at the time, and you're ready for an upgrade. This is the time to look. A little blue in there as well. That never hurts when there's a bit of blue.
Like
in the
a little
world.
blue.
I do like this year's color. This is really, really nice.
Clean.
Good. All right, guys, let us know your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. Stay tuned for more. We'll see you again soon.